Hey Noah, we're going to learn Cassette Beasts today. So, first thing, we got to take our capo, which you should have, and this is going to go over the first fret that we have on the board right here. So that's going to make all the notes go up one step on the fretboard. So that means that this is the key that the Cassette Beast song is in. And here, I'll just play it real quick so you can hear it. So that's basically the whole song. It just keeps repeating. And it's a very simplified version of the song, because there's actually two guitars being played at the same time during that song. So it's not really something you can play, or it's extremely difficult to play both at the same time. But we're going to learn just the main riff for it. So what you want to do is you take your pointer finger here. This is going to go on the second fret, basically where you have the little dot here, of your second string, or your lowest string here. So right there. Then you're going to take your ring finger here, and that's going to go 2 up and then 1 string down. So you're going to go on the 4th fret here, right there. So it should sound like. Now what you want to do with your pointer finger here, and it's kind of hard, but you got to push all of the strings down. So you take your finger and you push all of the strings down so you can get that high note on the very highest string here. And so we start off with the second lowest string, the middle, the next highest string, the D string, and then the E string at the very top. So okay, so now once we have, we want to take our thumb and we go back down to that low string. So then we got to take our pinky, and this is kind of hard, but that goes on the 5th fret here. So just after the fret that your ring finger is on, it goes up 1, and this is on your B string, or your second to highest string here. So that goes right there. So you want to be able to hit that note. Then we pluck the lowest string again. So then we just take our pinky and we slide it down 1 fret. So and then that's the first part. Now we can leave our ring finger right here, and we're going to take our middle finger and put it on that 4th fret on the very lowest string that we have here. So your bottom E string. And now you want to take your pointer finger, and this goes on the 2nd fret of your high E string. And now you basically play the same thing, and your pinky is going to do the same thing that it did on the previous little lick that we did there. But now we start on the lowest string, then we play your D string, so the third lowest string here, then we play the very highest string. So, and then we pluck the very lowest string again, and then we put our pinky down back where it was before on this 5th fret on your second highest string here. So that goes there. So and then same thing, you just put your pinky down 1 fret from right there. Now this is where it's different. You let go of all the strings and just play this B string. So the second one here, you play that open. So you want to get that at the end, and that gives you time to set up for the last bit. So then you just play the very bottom string open. And you want to take your middle finger, and that goes on the 2nd fret of your A string, or your second lowest string here. And so then your pinky you want to put on the 4th fret of your D string, or your third lowest string right here. And so now we go, and then back to the lowest string. Then you take your ring finger, and that's going to go on the 2nd fret of this D string here, or your third lowest string. So play the lowest string again. Then we take your pointer finger, and that goes on the 1st fret of the D string. So then we play the same thing over again. But this time, so it's going to sound kind of like this. So let's play the first part of that last little section is, then we pause, then play the same thing again. Then right here we go. So once you get back to your third or your 2nd fret of the 3rd string here, we want to go 2nd fret, 1st fret, and then 2nd fret of the 2nd lowest string, or the A string here, and then we slide our finger up. So we're going to slide it up to this 4th fret here. And now the whole thing just repeats over again. So back to the beginning. That's how you play Cassette Beast. You're probably going to want to stop it and play it along a lot of times just to kind of get that whole thing going. And one thing that can help too, if your fingers can't quite reach all the way, or it's really hard to push all the strings down, we can just take our capo and we can move it kind of anywhere we want. So let's say we want to play it on the 7th fret here. So now it's the exact same fingering that you did down here, but it's going to be up here. So frets are closer together, so it'll be easier to use your fingers to stretch across all the different chords that we need to do. So if you find it too hard down here to move your fingers in the way that you need to, try moving the capo up. You can even do it on the 5th, and you can play it anywhere along the neck, so it's all the same fingering. And then what you're doing with your right hand, it's really kind of up to you. In theory, you're supposed to use your thumb for these bottom 3 strings, and you're supposed to use these 3 fingers for the top 3 strings. But I don't really do that. I can't even tell you how I do it. It's just kind of random, and it's what makes sense to me. So you're just going to have to kind of figure out how your fingers work with everything. So I like to use like these 2 for the bottom 2 notes, so, and then my middle finger for the top one. So I'm basically just using these 3 fingers in order to pluck the strings down here. Once I get to the bottom one, I only use these 2. So, gotta play around with it. Stop and pause the video, learn all the notes, get the chords down. You gotta just keep doing it over and over until it just makes sense in your head and you just kind of know where your fingers go each time. There's a muscle memory that you have to get with it. And that's basically how you learn all the things on guitar. So you just figure out that muscle memory. Even if you forget songs later on, it can come back once you start playing them again, just because you remember how your fingers moved. So keep trying it, and let's see you play it. Maybe we could play it together one of these days. Bye, Noah.